This is DEIZ, a car tuning service in Dubai. This is where we build cars you've probably never seen in real life. The fastest Mercedes E63 in the GCC, the fastest G63 in the GCC. And right now, we're building the fastest Porsche 911 Turbo S. Exclusive paint jobs you won't spot on the streets of the Emirates. Full restorations of classic Porsches, custom projects, Cybertruck, Hummer EV, Chevrolet Impala, and many more. And now, not just showing this on Instagram, welcome to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to follow unique builds and the real process behind them.
We're working with Porsche 992 Turbo S. The car is a 2023 model. We have already installed our stage 1 tune for the engine and PDK transmission and got 735 horsepower on the dyno. Now it's time to proceed with further steps. So we have already installed the catalyst downpipes. Today we're going to go stage 2, and that will involve removing the stock catalytic converters. It's this part on both sides. It's directly mounted to the turbocharger. Then it goes into the muffler section that has an additional valve to control the sound, to make it louder and quieter. As you all know, the Turbo S model is completely quiet. Even going full throttle, you don't hear the engine at all. So you only hear the sound of the tires, and it's crazy, since this car now goes 4.7 seconds, 100 to 200 kilometers per hour, and the car actually makes zero sound. So we'll attach a video to show that. But this is something not everybody enjoys. I mean, some people do, but others really want their car to make some decent sound. We will be replacing this whole structure, this muffler section, and the downpipes with catalytic converters will be replaced with these parts. So it's a full titanium downpipe without any catalytic converters. We'll be removing this downpipe. This whole section goes to trash, and this part will go here. So direct from the turbo to the rear section of the bumper. Straight passage, zero restriction, lots of fire, lots of sound. So we'll show you how it sounds pretty soon. One of the other good things, so these two downpipes, since they're made from titanium, they weigh in total, I think, a bit more than 1 kilo. This whole thing weighs about 15 kilos. So that's a lot of weight savings, and some of you may doubt, saying that there is not much use and more weight at the back is good since you're loading the rear tires. Yes, that's true, but only partially true. So all this weight is after the rear axle, so it significantly affects how your car performs in the turns. The more weight we can remove after the rear axle, the better the car will go into the turn, and the more responsive it will be. So that's also a huge benefit of replacing the stock exhaust downpipes and this amount of weight on the back with titanium parts that weigh about 1 kilo total for the two parts. Today we're starting to assemble the car to the next stage. What we plan to install: DO88 intake, so really nice air boxes with high flow air filters inside to reduce the intake restrictions. So stock, it looks like this, like really small and cramped, and uses panel filters. Now we'll have cone filters and much better airflow. We're replacing all the piping. So all the hoses that are used on this car, mostly they are a bit small, so the diameter changes and some of the hoses, especially from the turbochargers, are quite restrictive. Better bends, especially in these parts, that's the part from the turbocharger. Much less restriction once the air gets compressed to free up some more horsepower and to have better spool. We will be using a new inlet. That's the part after the throttle body. Basically, everybody who tunes the Porsche knows that the inlet should be changed because the stock one is a bit too restrictive and the shape of the stock one is not optimal. Well, it works for a stock car perfectly, but for more power, we will need to update that. We will also be installing the headers. These are cast headers made by Level. Better airflow, less restriction and back pressure on the exhaust side. We will be installing it now to see what difference it makes with the stock turbochargers, so it should be quite good. And on stage 3 we will be swapping the turbochargers themselves. Then comes the intercoolers. So the intercooler is almost 2 times the core size. We have air-to-air intercoolers on the Porsche. The airflow is quite different from the 991 model and 997 when the cold air was routed from the sides of the car to the intercoolers that were also on the sides. Now the intercoolers are mounted on the middle and the airflow actually goes from the top of the car and goes out in the middle and on the sides. Shrouds are made of carbon and are specifically made in such a way to route the air to and from the intercooler in a proper way and to connect with the stock bumper and to work perfectly in conjunction. Is the water methanol injection. We will be using Aquamist on this car just because it's a much more reliable system and much more versatile. We can adjust it in basically in any way we want, not like the other systems that only have the on-off mode. And well, if you compare with any IAM, Snow Performance or other makes, you usually have 2 points like the start of injection and finish of injection. And between those points, the injection is actually interpolated in a straight line. Aquamist works different. So your pump, once the system starts to inject, the pump goes full power and gives a constant 10 bar pressure in the line. And all of the injection is controlled by the high-speed valve. It works much in the same way as your fuel injection system works. So you have a stable pressure in the line, but the amount of water methanol being injected is actually measured by your fuel injector, or in this case, this high-speed valve. So that's a much better setup because it lets you atomize the mixture in a much finer mist, and well, basically that's what we want. These are the parts that we're going to install. Hopefully it will take us 1 or 2 days to get all the parts onto the car, and after that we'll install the car on the dyno, make fine-tuning, and this weekend we're already planning to get the car to the races and see what it can do on the road. Here we have our trailer. We got it quite cheap, basically like dirt cheap. We were surprised that you can actually get a car trailer at that price. The biggest problem was that we couldn't get our race cars onto this thing because it's a bit too high. And for example, a Porsche GT3 without the suspension lift, it cannot get on top of this trailer. So the idea was, after browsing YouTube and internet, to make it lower. The best way to make it lower is to put air suspension on it. And since we had airbags in stock from one of our previous projects and we had the suspension components, we decided to go with bags. All the stock suspension is already cut from the trailer. The guys already mocked up the full suspension. So you can see the bags installed, you can see the suspension, everything. So now they're aligning everything together. Once it will be done, we hope that the trailer will be full down. So it should go full to the ground. Well, if we're lucky, and be high enough to drive comfortably once it lifts up. So we're not sure if it will work out, but at least we'll try.
We've got something really exciting going on today. This BMW M5 just rolled in. But what exactly are we going to do with this car? Well, that's one are going to tell you our special guest. Drum roll, please. Meet Vladimir, or as many as you know, the strongest janitor ever, Mr.Anatoly.
Let's go.
Welcome to DEIZ.
Thank you.
So, we see your BMW M5. So could you please tell us what you want us to do with your car?
I want just 800 horsepower, silver color, and everything in carbon fiber.
So why silver?
I just like minimalism.
Or metal, you know?
Yeah, metal, the map color.
Of course,
the same.
Of course.
Try. No, try.
Why BMW?
The answer is so simple because the BMW was my first car. So my first car was BMW 3rd Series E90, and the next car was BMW 6 Series 650. There was like V8, very good engine, and then I bought M5, but not this one.
Oh, that's the other M5.
Yeah, and then I bought M5. Back in the days was 4 years ago, and I really enjoyed this car. Like I had 800 horsepower, stage 2, and the performance was so nice. So and now after 3 years, the last 3 years I was thinking about this car. I have some very good memories, so for me like it's my favorite car still. That's why I bought it again. I want to do the same, but of course a bit better.
Wow, so you're a big BMW fan, and BMW kind of play a big role in your life.
I cannot say like I'm the BMW fan like the other like Mercedes and the Lambo, the Audi shit. No, it's not like this. I just have like some space in my heart for BMW.
I see.
You know.
So you lift really heavy things. So have you ever tried to lift cars?
No, I tried once. There was small like pickup truck, but small one.
Small pickup?
Yeah, small. I not lift it, but there was like some very good thing for the grip, like a bar under the car. And that's how I can lift it. But I think that in our reality, the cars now is like the cheap plastic like outside. So I will lift just plastic part, and I will go with this part like.
Yeah, and if car is going to be in mob shape, I think it's going to be easy for you just.
Yeah, like handle. Like
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. See you in 3 weeks or something, yeah?
I think so.
For video, will take 1 day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, so we've heard with Vladimir once, and now it's over our guys at the garage, so they will walk you through the whole build.
Today we start our new project for our really good friend Vladimir and his BMW M5. It's a brand new car, and we already got a plethora of parts for it. Obviously, its downpipes will be sport catalytic converters, a really good intake by Eventury, that's basically the best one on the market, and a full acropoic exhaust for this car that will make it sound amazing. And the small box contains the carbon tips to make the car look beautiful from every angle. And just to have something to compare with, I'll make a cold start, we'll listen how it sounds stock, and after all the upgrades are complete, we'll listen to this car again and see the difference. We cannot push the car right away because even though it's inside the garage, it still needs to be warmed up. Now it's about 50 degrees So we'll warm it up to at least 70, and after that I'll push it and show you how it sounds stock. We all heard the sound, and this is obviously something that no BMW owner wants to hear, because this car is equipped with catalytic converters, it's equipped with OPF filters. Because of that, it has basically no sound, so almost quiet. Once all the upgrades are installed and the software is modified to make sure we have no check engine light for the removed emissions components, you'll hear the difference.
Told them pipe down, I don't care what's next, I need it right now. And I got it numbers going stupid like they dropped out. What they think they doing, I don't know, but we can find out. Feel like Lewis Hamilton said, go and shut the lights out. Look, if I said it, you already know. They ain't never touching what I'm doing, told them let it go. I ain't with it ticky-tacks like I ain't playing X and O's. Go compare the numbers, said I think they missing decimals. Look. Told him that I'm about to run it now. Too much money out of music, dog, not a bank account.
We've disassembled the car before the repaint and prepared 5 silver samples specifically for Vladimir. He'll be here at DEIZ any minute now to choose the one we repaint his car in. So my personal favorite, this 2. We'll see which one he'll choose to repaint his car in.
My favorite color is this, the middle one. This one is one of the best color, and this palitro.
I am agree with him. I think, yeah, I like this one most. On the picture, honestly, I choose this one, but in reality, it looks much darker and it's a bit like blue.
Vladimir chose this color, so the next step is going to be happening just right there. Painting booth next. We'll see the result really soon. Alright, so at this point we finished painting this BMW M5. The first layer was peelable coating. It protects the factory paint and gives us total freedom. It goes on like paint, but once it cures, it becomes flexible film that can be removed cleanly. No damage, no stress. The second layer was the primer, making sure everything lays down properly and the color comes out exactly how we want it. And the third layer is the final color. The car already looks completely different, but this is just the beginning. Next up, polishing the body. Installing carbon body kit, and then we're moving into phase 2. Hardware upgrades and stage 2 tuning. So make sure to subscribe. In the next episode, we'll show you the whole process and catch Vladimir's first reactions when he finally sees his car.